Alright. Let's see if it'll work here. Alright. Wait a minute. Is the camera? Oh, shoot! It's rolling! Hey everyone. It's me again. How's it going tonight? And tonight I have a very, very interesting video to share with you about. It's about two films, actually. Two ships from two famous films, which apparently, just hold on a second, I forgot something and I need it because it's important. Need to get it out of there. Okay, I got it. Anyway, it's a story about the Titanic. Of course, you all know the Titanic, the famous ship that struck an iceberg in 1912, sank to the bottom of the sea, taking over 1,500 people with them. Well, I'm here to talk about two films that are like retelling of the Titanic story, and also some interesting details that you might haven't noticed, but also some of you might have noticed, or said some things about it or them, and that's why I'm here to tell you about what I also looked up on online. I wrote it down, but I'm not going to say the words like that. I'm going to read them and explain them to you in my own words. Okay. And that is the models that were used in the 1953 film Titanic, and also the 1958 film, which is based off of Walter Lord's famous book, Night to Remember. I haven't actually got to read the book yet, but I will. Okay, first thing first. You might have noticed that on the Titanic, for the 1953 model and the 1958 model, that the anchor crane on the front of the bow and also the cargo cranes, which were used to lift heavy objects, were painted black instead of the traditional white like the original ship had. Well, that was because back in the 1950s, the movies were black and white, and they needed to stand out more or be noticeable against the white superstructure and the gray water. The water is gray in the movies because they're black and white, of course. And of course, white on white in those movies would be kind of hard to explain during that period of the time. And also to, hold on, just want to take a look. Just want to read this here. Alright. Yeah, so it could be clearly visible for people to see in those movies, in the black and white movies. Which, it does give it a really cool feature to the ship in those two retelling of Titanic. So that's why they're painted black. And another thing, the lifeboat davits on the ship. I actually have a model of the Britannic here. The Britannic. Of course, Titanic and Britannic were sister ships. Apparently, Titanic sank first, and Britannic sank in World War I in the Key Channel. Anyway, I'll show you the lifeboat davits. Of course, these are tiny, as you can see. Here. Anyway, they were the Welling davits you probably know of, but in the 1953 movie, they used the original swing out davits, which were like almost like a hook, and instead of the davits Titanic had of going down and also coming back in to pick up another lifeboat, these were the davits that the old style, like on very old ships, they would swing out and launch the boats into the water. And that is also because the company 20th Century Fox did it because of because of studio budget constraints and ease of filming and era special effects limits. So that means they were limited for special effects, and also it was easy to use and it doesn't cost much. and at the same time, they were also easy to work with to mechanically pivot on water tanks or movie sets of a actual ship, which is understandable. Which also gives it a really cool, authentic look to the Titanic to have those original, very old style lifeboat davits, which I think are pretty cool on other ships. The Lusitania had those too, which is pretty cool. But I'm not talking about the Lusitania. I'm talking about Titanic. And if you excuse me, here's another one for you. And Mom, if you are watching this video, I'm sorry for doing this, but I'm just doing it for my video. I'm sorry. And that is I'm recording with my brand new phone. It's a new phone, and I've had it for a week or so, and it's a bad idea to record and all that stuff record with my phone from a laptop. Well, you'll see. Mom, if you are watching this, I'm sorry. Please don't be mad at me. I gotta do this for the video. Oh, whoops. Wrong one, sorry. That was the wrong one. I'm sorry. That was, oh, I hit the fixed one. I'm an idiot. I'm an actual idiot, sorry. I'll have to, relook. Okay. Okay. Alright. Here we go. This is the right one. Okay. This one's doing it. The ship was opened up on the port side in the 1953 film. And that was because there was kind of an error with that. People say that is a cinematic error when, of course, the people that built the model, they only built the port side model of the ship. In other and later movies that use that shot of the iceberg opening the side of the ship, they reversed it, they flipped it around and made it look correct because it was on the real Titanic, it was the starboard side of the ship, where in the 1953 movie it was on the port side, which was a thing. Yeah, because they built just the port side exterior of the ship. And of course, people will be like, the ship was opened up on the starboard side. But also at the same time, people say it's a mistake, which I believe so, but there is also an easy idea that, very interesting alternate idea that I kind of came up with that people, just hold on a second, I just want to see the flash here. Whoa. No, not that. No. Definitely, no. Sorry. Anyway, I don't think you can see that. Sorry. Try that again. Anyway, here it is. Is that, of course, like the usual saying, the iceberg is bigger underneath. So I figured, of course, like in the movie, the iceberg is a humongous berg of ice, and the port side was opened up by a hidden larger part right here, like a hook right there, or a spur. And that's how I figured it. In a way, that's my theory like maybe, of course, people might also can come up with the idea of there was also like there was an ice ramp underneath the ship that was deep enough, but it came back up and the spur opened up the port side of the ship. And that's what I conclude with. So that's what I wanted to tell you about the 1953 and 1958 Titanic films, Titanic and A Night to Remember. And I hope you do like my theories and my theory for the iceberg in the '53 movie. I hope you like it. I also wish you good night and hope you like this video. And comment down what you think in the comment section down below. And thank you for watching. Good night and bon voyage.